Hey everyone, how are you doing? It's been quite some time, and so I finally had some time to show you my most recent make, yeah, just one, and current whip that I have, or actually I have two, but anyway, I'm gonna just get right into it. So this is one it's been on my list to make for quite some time, and I finally got around to doing it, and it is little baby Grogu, or Baby Yoda, as many people refer to him. So Baby Yoda, or Grogu, which is his name in the show, The Mandalorian. And yeah, I've been wanting to make him for quite some time. He's really, really cute. And he can actually, yeah, stay all by himself. And I definitely need to make another one for myself because I want to sell this one, and I gotta see if I even have enough yarn. When I bought the yarn 2 years ago in 2021, I think I only bought one skein of this green and one of this beige for the coat, and this is the Lily Sugar and Cream, quite rough. And so as you can see, that actually kind of works to my advantage for the coat because it kind of stays. I don't have it fastened. The patterns that you can actually fasten, like put a, I can't remember what you call it, that kind of fastener where it snaps in, or you maybe put a button or something, or just if I really wanted to, I guess I can always sew it closed, but I didn't. And because this one is so rough, it kind of stays in place. And this one I think was Joann's Big Twist yarn. So yeah, I definitely need to get more of the green for sure, and this beige color as well. So there's my baby Grogu. Isn't he cute? So yeah, I will link the pattern for him. I'll link the pattern for him in the description. I originally because I did a search, looking at the different Grogu patterns that were out there, and this one I liked best for the way he looks and the size. There are some bigger ones, which I would like to make a bigger one, but I would also need more of the yarn. But yeah, so when I did a search, this was one I found it on a website, and then later on I found out the website that I found it on was actually not the original designer of this. And so basically that website stole her pattern. I mean, the person who designed this, which I'll link in the description, right, she's called Octoberin the Chair on Instagram. And so on the website that I found it on, it actually did list the original designer, like at the very end of the pattern. And so when I went and checked there, she has it for free, but she has had her pattern stolen by many people trying to sell it themselves, and then other websites also putting it on their website, not the original designer. So basically the website that I found it on, whoever the creator of that website is, pretty much literally copied everything word for word, including the pictures and everything. And on that website too, it even offers a way to download the written pattern. And I went and clicked on it just to see what it looked like, and everything was just completely word for word copied and pasted onto this person's website, and now made it a free download as if it's theirs. Even though this does state the original designer, but it's kind of like fine print. It's not really, from the very beginning stated that, hey, this is the original designer, and but anyway, so once I found the original designer, and I just started going to her website and giving her the page views and stuff like that, because the one who stole her, yeah, it's a free pattern, but it doesn't mean that you're allowed to just copy it and paste it word for word on your own website, because then the person who stole it basically makes money off of the ads on their page. So anyway, but yeah, so this is my finished object. It's been a crazy few months, and my current whip that I'm working on, part of it I've finished, and here is the blanket part of it. This is the lotus blanket. If you've been watching my videos before, you've seen the one that I made for my niece, and I made it in a lavender color, lavender and white, and then it's basically a bunny lovey, and the bunny head goes on top of the middle, right on top of right here, and it has arms, and so it was white bunny, and hers was lavender, like I said, lavender white. And so this one I am making for a lady in our church. She's having a baby. She's due in April. So, and this week is the beginning of April. And so she's due in a few weeks. So I'm almost finished, and just in the, home stretch. So I'm working on the head right now, but I finished this part first. And so she's having a boy. So I made this in the blue, and this is the yarn, from Lion brand called, gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's discontinued as far as I know. I did look on their website recently, and they did still have some skeins, but I think it was only in like a lime green color, so it's pretty much discontinued. But and I can't remember the name of it. I'll probably put it on the screen once I remember. Nap Time, I think it was called, Nap Time yarn. It's a chenille. It's a 4-weight chenille, and really, really soft. So yeah, so this is almost finished. My current whip, just got to finish the head, the arm, and then I sew it onto this, and then I'm done. And and of course the ears on the bunny as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I have this time. Pretty short, like I said, but haven't really had much time to get crocheting done. And I still have my whip of my hexagon bag, but there's nothing really to show, so that's why I didn't, that's why I don't have it with me right now, because I haven't really done any more on it. But yeah, so that's my other whip, and so that's pretty much it for crochet. And so if you want to stay for the little bit of chat, you're more than welcome to. If not, that's great, and I'll see you next time. But yeah, like I said before, it's been quite a busy few months, things going on with our church and stuff. So yeah, it's just been a little bit crazy, and too, like I'm not always in the mood to crochet every day. So, but so besides that, we now have 3 kittens right now. We finally found one to adopt one of them, and so we'll keep the 2, and someone's adopting the 3rd. Now this was a litter that was that we found right here in our backyard, because there's a stray mom cat that has pretty much adopted my grandmother-in-law, because we live in the back of her house in an apartment. And I can't remember now how long she had been around, maybe a year or 2 now, I think. And like all of a sudden we started seeing this cat coming around and hanging around, and so my grandmother-in-law, started feeding her, and so now, she's here for good, right? But she is a really good mouser. She still catches her own food, and I've seen it literally, like when we found out that she had kittens, and she actually brought her kittens over to the house, to the front where my grandmother-in-law is, and she was trying to, she called us for help to try to, get them and, kind of take care of them, kind of thing, because she's not really a cat person, but, she started feeding them, and but she was kind of getting a little bit of annoyed, because of the noises that they were making. They were kind of, what animals do. They were getting too noisy for her. They were right by her her window, her bedroom window, you know. And so anyway, we went out and we found them all huddled under the car in the driveway. And so I was trying to coax them out, and while I was trying to coax them out, you know, the mom was there as well. And then right in front of me, and like I saw with my own eyes, like a bird just like kind of like flew in front of her, and the mom cat just like jumped up and caught it. I mean, I was just like amazed because the bird was in mid-flight, and she just jumped up and caught it. And then we've also seen her bring around dead rats, like where we would see the remains of a rat and stuff like that. So she's very good at keeping the rats away now, because before she showed up, we would see rats almost every day crossing the yard, you know, because our yard, or our front door faces the actual street, whereas my grandmother-in-law, her front door faces, you know, the other side of the street. So like, you know, anyway, but we would, when it would get hot, sometimes we would leave our door open and we would just kind of sit, you know, pretty close to the door, and we would see rats just running back and forth in the yard and stuff, and constantly we would see them all over, just rats, just, you know, I mean, they're just abundant here. And ever since the cat's been around, we don't see them as much anymore. And of course, you know, when we do see them, they're dead, you know, killed by the mom. So that's definitely one benefit of having her around. But anyway, so we ended up taking in the kitties, and I took them to get them checked out. The Humane Society, they checked them out and checked them for what was it called, ringworm and some other things, and they gave me medicine for that, and to treat the ringworm and any other things that they may have, like parasites and heartworm and stuff like that. And so that was in November when we came back from vacation in November. And so we've had them since then, and so now they're almost 5 months old now, because they were born in October. And so ever since I took them to the Humane Society, and then they got looked over, and they gave me the medicine that they needed for the ringworm. They also lent me a cage for them, because they said that while they're being treated for ringworm, they needed to be, you know, crated, because you don't want it to spread in the house and all that. So they actually had one which was large enough for the three of them, and it fit a litter box and everything, and it had like a little second level. So while we had that, then we didn't, you know, so especially, you know, we would let them out, you know, during the day here and there, just to give them some running room and stuff like that, and then put them back in the crate at night and stuff. And so, you know, we kind of got used to that. And then, of course, and I think we had it for like a few months, and I had to return the cage. And so now that they are, you know, and we didn't end up buying another one, so now they're, you know, free to run the house 24/7. And ever since then, we have not gotten any sleep at all, at least not a good night's sleep. It's like having kids in the house, or, you know, or basically like a newborn that gets up in the middle, you know, several times at night and things like that. And it's just been crazy, because, you know, when we go to bed, and like me and my husband, we are like night owls, and we gotta go to bed like kind of late, and like, you know, 1 o'clock, and they would settle down and they would go to sleep around that time, but they would be up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and of course wake us up as well, you know. And so it's just been crazy, and, you know, we've been trying to figure out what's the best way to you know, try to get a good night's sleep. And then, of course, then I got them, all three of them, took them in to get fixed. Thankfully, there's an organization here that does free spay and neuter, and so they got the surgery done, I think, 2 Fridays ago. So they're almost to the 14-day mark of, you know, recovery. And so because of that too, we had, so that there's 2 females and 1 male. And so obviously because of the females, you know, the incision, the surgery is a little different, you know, what the incision is and stuff like that. The boy, he's totally, you know, like nothing happened. You know, there's nothing that we really have to be concerned about or keep an eye on, whereas the girls, we have to keep an eye on their incision and keep them from licking it and all that kind of stuff. And we had to fashion a little t-shirt for them because they didn't the organization didn't provide a cone for them to wear to keep them from licking and things like that. So I used my youngest daughter's one of her old pants, and it was from like, I think it was from when she was like 6. I think it was like a size 6 pair of pants. And so we cut the pant legs off, and then my husband had the smart idea to cut arm slits in it, and so that's what we used. That's what we're using now to kind of cover them. So it's kind of, they look like they have a bodysuit on. You know, it's just the front paw. It's just you know, it goes to the front paws, and then it kind of goes to the rest of the rest of the body. You know, except up until the back legs. So so sometimes, you know, they are able to, you know, get at the area of the incision and stuff, depending on how they're sitting. But for the most part, you know, we can keep an eye on them and make sure we just pull down the shirt so that it doesn't expose that area. And so yeah, it's been a lot of work with them these last couple of months, and especially the last 2 weeks, because then too, you gotta have to keep them separated because they will fight and fight and fight each other, you know, play fight, you know. But oh, did I just swallow a bug? Oh my. A bug just flew into my mouth. Man. Wow. Anyway. So, yeah, so we had to keep them separated because, you know, when they fight, their hind legs would, you know, kick at each other and scratch at each other, and if they're facing, their heads are facing each other, and then their hind legs would then totally, you know, be hitting that incision area. So we had to keep them separated, and oh boy, that's a whole other task in itself. Yeah, and so it's been crazy trying to, like, especially when we all have to leave the house for church or prayer meeting and things like that, and then it's really difficult to. It's like we have to have each of them completely separate from each other, because otherwise they would get into fights, and you know, we're not there to keep an eye on them to prevent that. And so, but thankfully we're almost done with that. You know, I've been checking their incision, that area, and you know, every day, and making sure, and it is doing well, but it's just like, you know, because I can still see the stitches, it looks like it hasn't been totally fully absorbed yet. And on one of them, it looks like there's a bit of a, I don't know if it's a discharge or something, where I could see it on her shirt, like something crusting over. So I have to, you know, kind of be careful about that, and making sure that they are not scratching, you know, or getting scratched at in that area. But yeah, anyway, so I'm just thankful too that probably in about another week, the person who's adopting the third one will be getting her. So in about a week. So a little one less to take care of. Anyway, so that's our kitty story. I will put some pictures up so you can see what they look like. And they are, you know, so it's been fun, you know, it's been fun, and I don't think I would want to do it again, but it was nice, you know, for our kids to experience having kittens and stuff. But yeah, they are just so cute. They're orange and white, or things that a lot of people here, when I say orange and white, they're like, oh, ginger and white. I'm like, okay, I didn't know they were, that's what you would really call them. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the pictures. And see, they are just the cutest, and they are growing fast, and I just kind of wish they would stay small. But yeah, so there's that. Oh, and so I just wanted to also share something that I've been watching that's not crochet related, but I guess it is kind of somewhat related because it does include yarn. But lately I've been just like fascinated with watching rug tufting, or even like making rugs with a punch needle, and it's just been really fascinating to, for me. I've just been watching many videos of them, and just it's really neat to see all that goes into it, and to see the rugs that they make, these YouTubers make and stuff. It's really cool. If it's kind of like, it's one of those things like, oh, not another thing to add to my crafting, arsenal. But I guess if I had the space and time and the money, I probably would have jumped onto that. It's just for rug tufting, you will need a tufting gun, you need a wooden frame, different shavers to do a good job of finishing the rug, and some other things, a certain kind of glue, and you need the rug backing and all these other tools and stuff like that. And for something like that too, would just take much more space as well, which we do not have. So, but yeah, so there's that. And I did see some videos now where people are doing rugs with a punch needle. Now that may be, so I'm like, maybe if I get a punch needle, the tools for that, maybe I would. I don't know. Obviously, I think I would be making smaller size rugs if you're gonna do punch needle, because obviously for the larger ones that would just take a long time, where having a tufting gun would certainly make things a lot quicker. And but yeah, it's just really neat to see what you can do. And there's a Japanese YouTuber who does punch needle, and she just does some really neat things with a punch needle set, or she uses different kind of punch needles. And I was watching some other videos where like they show you techniques on different ways, or different stitches, or different ways to make your punch needle piece like just really neat and different. And I don't know what's the word. It's just really cool to see, all the different techniques of, even within the punch needle. Whether you choose to use the front look, the way it looks in the front, or the way it looks in the back, or using the combination of the both. And there's some other stitches, I can't remember what the names of them are, just different techniques of using the punch needle and how you punch it in. And yeah, it's just really fascinating. It's really neat to see, and you can really just, the sky's the limit with that. It's like, to make your own art piece and own designs, and it's just really cool. So, and obviously to get into punch needle, then there really isn't a whole lot of extra supplies. I did see that there are different sizes of punch needles, and then of course you need the hoop, and you may want different size hoops, and of course the cloth. And although I did see the Japanese YouTuber who does punch needle, she uses like a kitchen towel, that kind of she uses that to punch needle on as well. So but yeah, it's just really neat. So that's something that I've been watching lately that is not crochet related on YouTube. And so yeah, if you have anything to share, that any really cool channels that you watch that are not crochet related, feel free to share. I would love to check them out, and and see what else is out there, because there are so many different things to watch on YouTube. But yeah, so I think that is all I have to share for today. I should have a Wool Warehouse haul coming up soon. That is from gift cards that I won, and my friend who actually was visiting the U.S., I had my order sent to her, and then she brought it in, so that saved me a whole bunch of extra shipping fees to have it shipped through my package folder, and also saved me on the duty I would have had to pay on the yarn. So yeah, so that should be coming out soon. I should be getting the package from her within a few days, so I'm excited to see what, to show you what I got. But yeah, I think that is it for today. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Alrighty guys, bye!